the weight I used to be used to make me so happy, so confident. I was able to feel free. If I can only get back to that weight is what is going to make me feel like I can have a healthy relationship with food and be able to eat all foods and not be obsessive. I need to get back to that weight. That weight was where my happiness lies. That weight is where my freedom lies. The only way I can get these things I want, like achieve my dreams, achieve those relationships I want, achieve the relationship with food and body that I want. It's all in this body that I used to have, this other body. Now, this putting your old weight on a pedestal and saying this is the ultimate place in which all of the answers and all of the things I want lie, putting that on the pedestal is something I see so often. People feeling they need to have that old body or even this perceived body that they believe will bring them all the joy and the happiness. So it might not have been a place where you once were, but it may be a place that you have created in your mind of the certain body you need and can have or want to have in order to achieve X, Y, or Z that you're wanting to achieve. So here is the major problem with doing this. And before diving into it, I just want to validate that it's very understandable. It's very understandable and very normal. I see it very often, and it makes a lot of sense to put your hopes in that. You know, you want an answer to this distress you have around food and body. So it makes a lot of sense. And it also makes a lot of sense that has been reinforced through society, through diet culture, through this body image ideal that has been promoted to us, that happiness and worth and a good relationship with body image and confidence and food comes from achieving a certain body size. But there are a lot of problems to this, and we're going to dive in and talk about how we can navigate this in a healthy way that brings you closer to a healthy, confident, true, sustainable relationship with body confidence and food. So the first thing is we need to look at that body that you're putting on a pedestal as in its entirety. Oftentimes when clients of mine say, oh, if I can only get back to that body size, right? The body size in which I was the most disordered, where I had most of the rules, strictest rules around food, right? This body that I was not able to maintain without these things. They're not looking at it at its entirety. They are looking at it as, at that point, I had a sense of ease. In certain ways. I had more hope around body confidence. This is where I feel like I'm going to be accepted and be able to allow myself happiness or allow myself that relationship. So they're putting this body size on a pedestal where they used to be. But I ask my clients, and I'm asking you, whether you have an old body that you're putting on a pedestal or a future body that you want on a pedestal, I want you to zoom out. I really want you to zoom out and ask yourself, what did that body take to get, to maintain? Why is it not maintainable? And really zoom out and put yourself back in that situation and ask yourself, what am I putting on a pedestal here? What am I putting on a pedestal? And you may be able to start seeing and start asking yourself this question: how was I feeling? Physically, mentally, emotionally? What kind of relationship and behaviors did I have with food? What did I need to maintain with food? What was I allowing myself to eat? Was I anxious around food? Was I really worried with everything I was going to eat that I was going to change this body that I really needed to keep? Did I need to exercise in a way that felt not fun or punishing? Did I have to say no to social outings? Did I actually feel confident in my body and in myself? Or did I feel like I had this sense of Did I have this sense of unwavering confidence, or did I have this confidence dependent on keeping my body right where it was and no internal confidence with that? Just all my confidence was built on staying in that body size. And in order to maintain that, did I have to continue with these restrictive rules and keeping myself small and my world small because I had to say no to social outings that had food? I had to constantly be in charge of my body, weighing myself, staying in charge, not letting go of control, not being able to have flexibility. How did you feel in those moments with that body? Did you feel free? Did you feel trapped? Did you feel light and thriving, or were you just surviving? How were you actually feeling in those moments? Because that is what you're putting on a pedestal. And how I want you to think about this is, think of it outside of body image. Think of it as a relationship you're putting on a pedestal. Oftentimes, people post breakup will put that person in that relationship on a pedestal. But you weren't able to maintain that relationship. Something was going on there, right? And sometimes we can idolize a previous partner that wasn't healthy for us or wasn't right for us, or we just didn't have the tools to maintain that relationship. And so we can't just look at all of the good times. We have to look at, well, what were the struggles? What were the hard times? What were the reasons why I couldn't maintain that relationship? Maybe this is not the best relationship for me. Maybe idolizing this relationship is holding me back. Maybe I'm putting my happiness on hold, or my ability to have another loving, safe, comfortable relationship with someone else on hold because I keep idolizing and putting this relationship on a pedestal. So that's sometimes a good way to look at it, and you can compare it in that way. So again, overall, what I want to invite you to do is, with that body you're putting on a pedestal, I want you to ponder these questions, okay? Number one, what did I need to do to keep that body? Or what do I need to do to get that body? How did I feel emotionally, spiritually, socially, and physically? What else did it bring? Exhaustion, obsession, rigidity, stress, anxiety? Was my self-worth, safety, and coping dependent on that body and staying that body size? And walk yourself through a day, through the months, through the years, and really get real with yourself about what that took and what that provided for you and didn't provide. Because that is what you're putting on a pedestal. That entire experience, that experience to its entirety, not just that body size. So maybe this brings some clarity, but also in addition, it might bring some grief, some questions, some things to work through for yourself. So what can we do? The first thing is we do need to grieve. We need to grieve that body on a pedestal. We need to allow ourselves to feel that sadness and to thoroughly experience it, because that awareness and understanding and letting those emotions move through your body are going to be really helpful in the process to being able to move on from that body and that relationship with that body. In addition to grieving, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to acknowledge what it cost you. Acknowledge what it costs you physically, emotionally, and mentally. And then number 3, get curious about what you want now. What do you really want with your relationship with food and body, and why? How does it align with your values? What do you want your energy to look like now? What do you want your peace and your connection and your freedom and your relationship with food and body to look like now? And 4th, start nurturing what it is that you want now. If you want peace, if you don't want obsession, if you want respect, if you want compassion, if you want flexibility, start practicing those things now, and don't wait for another body size or to get to a certain body you're putting on a pedestal. Start practicing and living the way you want to live with your relationship with food and body right now. A relationship that's built on trust and respect and care. Because peace and that freedom you're looking for doesn't come from a certain body size, getting back to your old body or getting to a body that you are hoping for. It comes from coming home to your here and now body. showing it respect and compassion, and building a mutual copacetic relationship with each other. So I hope that was helpful. It's such a common thing that I see, so I wanted to help more people by having this conversation and making it more accessible to people. Let me know if you need any more support. You're doing great. This is hard work, and I'm really proud of you.